Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. Today I just want to show you a neat trick that I use to make my workflow a bit faster. So I have this function that I wrote in R, which I call a write.txt, which is just like a way to wrap different calls to write a text file directly to my drive on my computer. So basically what this function does is you give it the name of the location and the file you want to create, and you give it a content in form of a string. So let's do an example here. So I have this data analysis, which is a list. And if you look, basically, it's a list of 5 outcomes. So if we take the first outcome just as an example, we see that it's a data table, right? A data frame. And it contains columns which are going to be used to create models. So this is kind of something that I often deal with, right? So on projects, there's often multiple outcomes, and it's nice to kind of automate a bit more the model testing, checking, diagnostics, and all that stuff. So for example here, what I would do, let's say we just want to fit a simple linear model, eh? Value as a function of time and treatment with the two-way interactions between them. So instead of like going through the list one by one and fitting these models and then checking the model summaries, the outputs for the coefficients and the p-values and all that stuff, I use a lapply with an anonymous function that just fits the models. So when I do this, right, I get a list, and each element of the list is the linear model fitted to the 5 data frames, which each represent an outcome. And then I can just lapply to this list of models, the summary function for these models. So when I do this, I get a list of summaries that we can just take a look at. And we see here the typical model summary, right, for a linear model. So this you're probably familiar with if you do linear modeling in R. Now the problem with this is I find it kind of clunky, especially when I start working with dozens, right, of models. So here there's only 5, but imagine we have 20. It's a bit clunky to go through the console to look at the output. So I wrote this little function, write.txt, as you can see here. So I give it the path, right? So the name of the file. And I tell it what I want to write to the text file. But the trick here is to use capture.output. So capture.output is a base R function that takes the output that would be printed to the console and converts it to a text string. That way, my function can take that text string and write it. So let's run this. And then I can show you. So if you look at the outputs, so basically it's created a model summary text file. So basically this is like a copy of the console, right? But this is super useful when the output is very, very long. So we don't need to scroll, and sometimes the R console cuts off. Maybe we can change that in the parameters, but I kind of like to print a lot of stuff to my drive and then look at it from there. I kind of feel like it's a bit more organic. So for if I'm doing visual diagnostics, I print a PDF with a bunch of plots and I can scroll through them, compare with different PDF files and all that. I find it a bit more useful. So I hope you like this. I'll share the code to the write.txt function to my GitHub. I'll give you the link in the comments, and let me know what you think. I'm excited to interact with you and see if you have better ideas or if you like this workflow. Have a good day.